taken outside for ball one, and we are finally live today. Finally getting things going. It's been another long morning, but that's usually how it goes. Here in the top of the second, here from the Bettis Family Sports Complex here in Topeka, Kansas, where the Wildcats and the Jayhawks in the second game of a 3-game tilt. Kansas won game 1 Friday night. They cruised to victory in that one. And now here in game 2, it's Kansas State who jumped on an early lead for the Wildcats, as that's taken for a strike. So flown into foul territory and out. So here in a 4-0 ball game for the Wildcats. Top second of what will be a 7-inning ball game. And like we said, Kansas took the first game on Friday afternoon, cruising to a victory in that one. Here in game 2, they're looking to clinch the series, and obviously it's revenge on the brain for Kansas after last night in Manhattan. We're not going to talk too much about that. A little bit of a disappointing one there, as that skied out toward right center field, ranging over and caught to end the inning. It's Ben McDonald out there in right field. So here in the bottom of the second now, getting ready to get things started. 4-0 Wildcats. And you might be wondering, what is going on with the camera? Well, during the South Dakota State series, there was a whole bunch of problems for the broadcast crew here. The stream wouldn't work, the internet wouldn't work, just a cacophony of errors, you might say. We thought we were through with them. We thought we'd be able to live stream this series. More problems. That's how it goes. You learn to live with it when you broadcast games. Unfortunately, the broadcaster for these games, I was in Manhattan last night. I was at the football game. Obviously a great game, but a disappointing finish. But I was driving back to Topeka from Manhattan this morning and realized that unfortunately I did happen to leave my tripod back in Lawrence, as that's fouled back. So very disappointing that I left my tripod in Lawrence. So I hustled, went to Walmart this morning, purchased a brand new tripod. That was a joy. As Greenfield fouling that one back, so I purchased a new tripod. Got out here and found out the white balance on the camera was all messed up. We're having a lot of problems with this camera for some reason. So unfortunately, it's gonna look a little rough today. But nevertheless, we've got some baseball to play, as the 2-1 here is taken down low, and it's going to be a hitter's count here for Eli Greenfield. So a beautiful day here in Topeka. Kansas looking to clinch the series with a win in this one, as the 3-1 is inside and Greenfield takes a walk. So getting aboard for the Jayhawks here on the bottom of the second is Eli Greenfield. And there's going to be a man aboard here, so a good spot to be in here for the Jayhawks, as Peter Duma will take to the dish. First offering is going to sit down in right field. Peter Duma, a first pitch single. And it's 2 aboard here for the Jayhawks with nobody away, as we begin to approach the bottom of the order. A base knock out toward right, and Ben McDonald will have ducks on the pond, as they say, as he'll look to knock in a run or two. Greenfield on second, trying to cause some problems there. So that's taken down low for ball number 1. But now the white balance messed up. My apologies. It's unfortunate that it's going to have to look like this today, but that's all right. Obviously, the first inning, unfortunately, wasn't able to capture that. Kansas State played at 4s. That's inside for ball 1. Jayhawks got a couple men aboard, but unfortunately, we're not able to bring them around. But here, Ben McDonald with a positive count here, 2-0. He'll look to continue doing damage here in the bottom of the second of a 7-inning ball game. Left outside, and it's 3-0 here. Ben McDonald looking to load things up. And looks for the sign. 3-0. Left for strike one, so a hitter's count now for Ben McDonald. And you know, the fun thing about broadcasting baseball is it's a lot like hosting a podcast. That's what people have said. And you know, I was actually talking to my mom this morning, and if she's watching, shout out to Jennifer Butler, shout out to Snohomish, Washington, as McDonald takes ball 4 up high and loads the bases. And I was talking to my mom actually while I was coming back from Walmart from buying what is a industrial work light tripod. That's what we've got the camera set up on today. That's how it goes. But I was talking to her, and she was like, you know, how do you do a baseball game? How do you do that? And I was like, you know, the good thing is I've got a fun story to tell now of me heading to the heading to the Walmart and picking out a new tripod, as we've got a meeting on the mound here. As Kansas State looks to regroup, it's going to be bases loaded, no outs for Shayton Wright, the second baseman. As you can probably tell, it is a little windy here in Topeka. But I was talking to my lovely mother, and I was telling her, you know, the good thing is I've got a good story to tell because of this Walmart trip. Because, you know, when you do baseball games, you kind of got to fill the time a little bit. And it's a little tougher doing it by yourself because, you know, you can ask a lot of people that know me, and they would say, yeah, he can talk a lot, but to fill all that time is kind of tough as Wright takes ball 1 up high. So Shayton Wright batting at the bottom of the order, the second baseman for these Jayhawks, and also the president of club baseball, or one of the presidents at least, looking to drive in some runs. He leaves that one, but it's called for strike number 1, so the count will go even. Sticks here for Shayton Wright, 1-1. As that's grounded up the middle, could be 2. Misplayed it. It's short. A run scores, and everybody's safe, and the Jayhawks get on the board. So Shayton Wright grounding over to short. It was misplayed. Everybody advances, going station to station. And the Jayhawks add one here in the bottom of the second. It's 4-1 K-State. So we go back to the top of the order with Camacho. He swings at the first pitch. That's going to be line foul. Just foul as it rolls all the way to the wall. Some relatively, I wouldn't say relatively short fences. It's 330 to left, 320 to right, and 400 way out to center. As that one just goes foul for Camacho. And he'll fall behind 0-1 in the count. But the wind picking up a little bit, the cold picking up. Not necessarily the day to wear a short sleeve t-shirt if you're me up here in the booth, as Camacho flies that one, and it's going to head back over the screen and out into this large patch of grass and trees behind us. But a chilly but beautiful fall day here in Topeka to play 2. You know, Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, once said it's a beautiful day. Let's play 2, and that's what we're doing today as we close out this series. It's the final series of the fall, as that's grounded back to the pitcher, goes to home and gets the out. So Camacho, a fielder's choice, and there's one down, but he'll get to first, so everybody goes station to station. But no run scores here, a heads up play to go home with it. So one down here in the bottom of the second. Still 4-1 Kansas State, as Duma is out at home. And that'll bring up Owen McGovern with one down. He'll look to do some damage. First offering is going to be popped towards shallow right center. It's going to get down. One run around to score. And they're going to hold right. So once again, we go station to station. The Jayhawks add another. And all of a sudden, it's 4-2 for Tyler Bermundo. And unfortunately, during the South Dakota State series, I talked about Bermundo and his softball team, Hebrew National. They had just played me and my softball team, a team full of freshmen, the 7th floor crew, we call ourselves. Shout out to the 7th floor of Ellsworth here at the University of Kansas, as that's taken outside for ball 1. We had just played. It was a tight game, and Tyler did go yard and had some comments about that. We ended up playing them again in the postseason, and they walked us off. It was very unfortunate. Instant classic of an intramural softball game, as that's taken down low for ball 2. An instant classic of intramural softball. 14-13 ended up being the final score in that one. Tyler went yard twice, had a couple bat flips. Very, very disrespectful to the 7th floor crew, but that's life in intramural softball. But this is a kid who can really send one for a ride as he leaves that one up high for ball 3. All of a sudden, a favorable count here for Tyler Bermundo with 1 out. And like I said earlier, this is a Kansas team looking for revenge after last night's football game. A very heartbreaking loss for the Jayhawks. And like I said, I was there, lost my voice, so we're running on E a little bit as Bermundo sends one out toward right field. That should be deep enough, perhaps. Wright's going to tag. The throw to the plate not in time. And Tyler Bermundo with a sacrifice fly makes it a 1-run ball game. Camacho goes to third, and with 2 outs, Justin Orloff is going to have a chance to tie this ball game. The big slugging first baseman will look to drive one around, but Bermundo notches an RBI after a good night on Friday night. So it'll be man on first and third here. 2 outs, and it'll be Justin Orloff looking to knot this one. Camacho sits at third, 90 feet away. Runner tucks and goes. That's left outside, no throw. And Owen McGovern swipes second. So 2 ducks on the pond here for Orloff now on the bottom of the second. Looking to tie this game or potentially give Kansas the lead. We'll see what he's got. The 1-0. Again left outside, and he couldn't find it for a second, but it settles in just in the dirt right there, and the count goes to 2-0. So Orloff with a chance to do some damage, drew a walk an inning ago, and a chance to pick up his first base hit of the afternoon. I'm sorry, it's technically not the afternoon. It is only 10:39 right now. The 2-0. Fouled right back to me, and it bounces off the screen. That'll wake you up a little bit, make you flinch. That's how it goes. So Orloff giving one back. It'll be 2-1 now. He looks to continue prolonging this inning. You can hear the Jayhawk dugout chirping him a little bit. The 2-1. Left down low, ball 3. Here we go. Camacho's going to trot home on the pass ball. And all of a sudden, Kansas has tied this game. They enter the inning down 4, and a 4 spot here in the second has this one all square. Heads up play from Camacho to hustle home. And Kansas is right back in this one. We're back where we started. And now with a 3-1 count, Justin Orloff has a chance to continue doing damage. A hitter's count. We'll see if the green light is on here for Orloff. The 3-1. Down low, ball 4. Another walk, and Justin Orloff's got his second of the afternoon. And it's back to first and third with 2 outs. So Alex Raylan will come up here. Raylan with a chance here to drive into the designated hitter this afternoon. 2 on, 2 gone. Bottom second, a lot of 2s there. As that is cracked out towards center field, Alex Raylan's got himself a base hit, and the Jayhawks have rallied all the way back to take a 5-4 lead here in the bottom of the second. Some timely hitting, a couple walks, and some heads-up base running from Ryan Camacho has this one back in the hands of the Jayhawks. So that'll bring Eli Greenfield back up, and all of a sudden you take a look at this. Kansas has batted around here in the second. Greenfield led us off with the walk. Excuse me. So Eli Greenfield with a chance here to do some damage in his second at bat of the frame as he waves at the first offering for strike number 1. Greenfield obviously drawing the walk to start off the frame in his first at bat of the day. He'll look to do some more here in the second, but as we were saying, man, it's been a morning as both runners are going to double steal, and it works out well. Justin Orloff, the speedster, goes to third. And it's, again, for the third time this inning, ducks on the pond. This time for Eli Greenfield. Heads up base running once again. Kansas aggressive on the base paths. The 1-1. Outside 2-1. So it has been quite the morning, obviously. The football game last night, I was lucky enough to be able to be there. Made my way to Junction City, Kansas, and that's where I spent the night with a few friends. Woke up this morning, made my way out here, got pulled over, as that's taken down low for ball 3. Yeah, that was fun, I was pulled over. Now, if you don't know, I haven't, obviously with this being the first broadcast, I'm a freshman here at KU. I'm from a little town called Snohomish, Washington, like I was talking about earlier, right outside of Seattle. So I've been here in Kansas for a couple months, but I was pulled over by a Kansas cop for the first time this morning as the 3-1 is chopped. That's gonna be a good stop, but no throw. Eli Greenfield with an infield hit, and it's another run for the Jayhawks. That'll make it a 6-4 ball game here. Eli Greenfield, a little chopper over toward short. It was a nice play at short, but no throw over to first as Greenfield beat it out. Well, beat out the chance for there even to be a throw. And it's 6-4 for Peter Duma, who's already 1 for 1 in the afternoon. But was pulled over by a police officer. I was cruising in the left lane, wasn't really paying attention, unfortunately. There was nobody on the road, and I was cruising by myself from Junction City to Topeka. Had that as Greenfield kicks and goes. That's hit pretty well from Duma out toward left field, but caught. That'll take us to the third, but Kansas responds with 6 runs. Here in the bottom of the second, the Jayhawks bet around, and all of a sudden this game is totally different. 6-4 Kansas as we head to the third. So top 3 here in Topeka. Kansas State now on the back foot, looking to respond after a 6-run bottom of the second. That's left outside for ball 1, and that's how the frame begins. Max Rosencrans back out on the hill for Kansas, looking to shut things down as that's lined out toward left field, ranging in, but it's going to drop in for a base hit. That's how we start things off here, top 3 for Kansas State, and there's going to be a man aboard. You know, the other tough thing is obviously with this game being broadcast on the KU Club Baseball Network. Got the KU roster, got that all down. Don't have anything for Kansas State, so there's just a handful of guys in here, like that gentleman that just got the base hit. His last name is Majoris, so that's waved at for strike 1. Yeah, usually you go off Game Changer, which is what I'm going off right now. Usually just get last names. So this is Luby at the plate right now as he waves at strike number 1 for Max Rosencrans. 55 pitches on the morning for Max Rosencrans. The 0-1 down low and even. But as we were talking about earlier with my fun morning party, it was stopped off at Starbucks, picked up a medicine ball tea. Again, shout out to my mom who put me on that. Enjoyed one of those to try and get some of my voice back as Luby swings through strike 2. Enjoyed one of those, and I also picked up one of the breakfast burritos they have, or the breakfast wraps, as you might call them. Was gonna enjoy that when I got here, but then that's gonna range inside, and that's gonna tag Luby. So it's 2 on here in the top of the third. Kansas State looking to respond quickly here, as it looks like it caught him on the leg. Not what you want to see from Max Rosencrans, the recent birthday boy, earlier this week, turning 21. Happy birthday, Max. So it's 2 on here for Peg, who will look to do some damage. But I was going to enjoy my breakfast burrito, and then we had our little tripod snafu. So I was just able to start snacking on that in between innings. Probably finish it off after the top of the third here. Breakfast of champions, that's how it goes. I've been saying that a lot lately, saying that's how it goes. As the first offering to Peg is called for strike number 1. So Peg falling behind 0-1. Rosencrans looking to escape the jam here. He kicks and deals. Swung through strike 2. And Max Rosencrans looking for one more to sit down the first, to get his first out of the frame. Through a scoreless second after the first. As that's down low, it skips away. He can't find it, and both runners are going to advance. So K-State gets 2 in scoring position here after that one skipped away from Greenfield behind the dish. Nevertheless, it'll be a 1-2 here to Peg. He'll look to drive in a couple of runs. Tying run sits on second here in the top of the third. As that's a shallow pop-up into foul territory, ranging over is Duma. And there's one away. So Peter Duma makes the grab in foul territory. And Peg will trot back to the dugout, making him 1 for 2 on the afternoon here, as Phelps will take to the plate. First offering. Fouled nearly into the K-State dugout. No play on it. It'll drop harmlessly into foul territory. And Phelps falls behind 0-1 as a nice snag there from the umpire. It is also a little tough because with the problems we had with the camera this morning, I don't really know what you guys are seeing. So, I'm trying my best to broadcast this as if you guys are able to see everything as that range is outside for ball number 1. But I'm not exactly sure. I'm hoping that this turns out at least somewhat well for the afternoon. And for the broadcast, this should be getting uploaded. Right now it's 10:51 a.m. This will probably get uploaded tonight as Phelps swings through for strike number 2. And it's 1-2. This will probably be uploaded tonight once I'm back in Lawrence. Get both games up on the YouTube channel. I'm hoping for next week when the team heads to Louisiana, I'm hoping the live stream will be able to go. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario is, again, we'll have the delayed broadcasts, and those will be uploaded for everybody to watch and enjoy from the Wood Wars tournament. So this is the last, as that's called for strike 3. A beautiful pitch from Max Rosencrans to get Phelps to watch. He buckled him, and there's 2 away here. But this will be the last series of the fall. We take a look at their record. They took 2 of 3 from South Dakota State to start off the fall season. Then again, took 2 out of 3 from a very good Iowa State team. Iowa State obviously does not have a school-sponsored baseball team. So that's the best of the best for the Cyclones, as that's pops foul, and quickly Hansen is behind 0-2 in the count. It's a very good Iowa State team, like we were saying. They took 2 of 3 from them, and looking to take the series today to finish off the fall with 3 series wins. Again, that's fouled back. Hansen stays alive. But they'll head to Louisiana next weekend for Wood Wars. That'll be a good one, a series they nearly won, or a tournament they nearly won last year, finishing second. An unfortunate end to their fall season last year. So they're looking for revenge again this year. As the 0-2 from Rosencrans is called for strike 3. Rosencrans works around some early traffic and tosses another donut on the board. Another 0 for K-State. We head to the bottom of the third. Still 6-4 Kansas. So we are back here at the bottom of the third after a 6-run second for Kansas. They will look to add on a little bit. K-State pitching from a bit of a hole here. And we'll see if the Jayhawks can extend their lead a little more and keep plating runs. continues to get colder here in Topeka. Unfortunately made the decision to not wear a sweatshirt for this first game. It's out in my car. I'll have to grab it in between games. But here's the first offering in the bottom of the third. Left up high for ball one. And that's how we start things off. So it'll be Ben McDonald leading us off here in the bottom of the third. Shayton Wright sitting on deck. As that's fouled back, swung through for strike one. He just caught it sounds like. Nevertheless, the count goes even 1-1. That's popped foul back into the grassy area behind us. So the 1-2 here. Excuse me. The 1-2. Again fouled back, and McDonald stays alive. K-State looking to just get through this frame without allowing any more damage. The 1-2. Left up high, and the count goes even 2-2. Yeah, the Wildcats looking to just get through it. Kansas looking to add on some more here. As that's left up high, ball three, a close pitch. And a favorable call for the Jayhawks, and all of a sudden the count goes full. 3-2. The full count offering. Left down low, and Ben McDonald works a walk. Fell behind in the count early, but he gets aboard here. And a lead-off walk for the second inning in a row. That'll bring Shayton Wright to the dish, who got aboard and drove in a run off of an error back in the bottom of the second. Lined one over towards short. It was misplayed. And everyone was safe. So he'll look to add another one and pick up his first base hit of the day here. The first offering to Wright. And catches the zone for strike number one. A good pitch, arranged it outside right at the last second, but it catches the zone. Now the 0-1 to Wright. This one too far outside, and the count will go even. 1-1 sticks, as they say. Shayton Wright looking to get aboard for the second time today. That's outside. A good play behind the plate right there to prevent a pass ball. Ben McDonald was ready to go, but instead it'll be 2-1. Looks like the Wildcats really trying to work the outside part of that zone and get Kansas to chase. It's not really working now, as that's going to be drilled by Wright out toward left field. Shayton Wright, a base hit single. And there's two aboard. Wright's got his first base hit of the afternoon, as that'll bring Ryan Camacho up. Heads up base running back in the second from Camacho. Gave the Jayhawks the lead. He swiped home on the pass ball. Now he'll look to get himself on. Had the fielder's choice, obviously, and then made his way around the base paths and scored. 0 for 2 this afternoon, looking to change that. And he'll ground that one foul. Moved just foul at the last second, so new life there for Ryan Camacho. Everybody moves back. Camacho 0 for 2, but he has hit in all 3 innings. So a quick 3 at-bats for Ryan Camacho, as the Jayhawk offense has really been either putting the ball in play or finding ways to get aboard. The 0-1 here to Camacho is again grounded foul. He'll fall behind 0-2. So K-State looking to pick up their first out of the frame. In a week full of Sunflower Showdowns, obviously this series going on. The Kansas Division I NCAA-sponsored baseball team took on K-State. They won that ball game. Obviously, Kansas football, we don't want to talk about that. That was upsetting, as that's grounded foul again from Camacho. A very disappointing end to that game. Very good game, but a very disappointing end to that game. Kansas women's soccer Friday night in Manhattan took the win, 2-0. They clinched 6th in the Big 12. They'll be playing Arizona State next week. So some highs and lows. But the 0-2 again fouled back. Ryan Camacho working the count here, trying to stay alive and find his pitch. Doing a good job of just fighting it. I was talking to my dad today and telling him that despite the unfortunate loss for the Jayhawks last night, one of the better football games I've ever been to. I put it in my top 3. The 0-2 rung him up this time. Nowhere to go. Camacho watches strike 3, and there's one down. So Owen McGovern here will look to continue this inning and continue doing some damage now with one away. But no, easily one of the best football games I've ever been to. I said I'd put it up there with the Sugar Bowl this past season, Texas-Washington. McGovern lines one. It skips off the shortstop. The flip to second, a bad throw. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's in time. McDonald tried to stretch it home. He couldn't get there. McGovern gets to first, but the throw to the plate in time to tab McDonald. It skipped off the shortstop, a very hard-hit ball. Very reminiscent for anybody who's been watching baseball for a little while, very reminiscent of Carlos Correa back in the 2015 ALDS. Astros-Royals in the deciding game of that series. As now Tyler Bermundo will look to do some damage with 2 away. Left outside ball 1. Bermundo actually yet to technically pick up in it, or had the out in the first inning, sacrifice fly in an inning ago. Looking for his first base hit of the afternoon, and a base hit could add a run, as that's called for ball, or called for strike 1. My apologies. But what I was saying is the Sunflower Showdown last night, up there with the Sugar Bowl this past season, Texas versus Washington, and actually Washington versus Oregon. As that's lined towards center and caught. So K-State works around some traffic and gets out of the frame. We go to the 4th. Still 6-4 Kansas. So we are back here, top of the 4th. I forgot to mention I was able to finish my breakfast in between the top and bottom of the 3rd. As the first offering there is swung through for strike number 1. Rosencrans out for a 4th inning of work, and he quickly picks up a strike to start things off. The 0-1. Again swung through. Rosencrans facing McCarty here, and McCarty quickly in an 0-2 hole. But what I was saying back in the bottom of the 3rd was last night's game easily one of the 3 best I've ever been to. Texas-Washington, Kansas K-State, Oregon-Washington, as that's chopped over toward Rosencrans. An athletic play, flips to first, and there's one down. Orloff corralled it, and there's one away here. I was very lucky to get to go to college game day for that Oregon-Washington game. I got the hard hat, went to the Sugar Bowl. I grew up a Texas Longhorns fan. Me and my dad, we spent 18 years watching all those games. Obviously, being here at KU, they've jumped the horns, but I still got some love in my heart as that's taken outside for ball 1. Some love in my heart for the Horns, but just an excellent game last night. Back and forth, both offenses played great. Thought Kansas had it. So that's taken inside 2-0. You can take my word for it, though. Walking through Manhattan after that game, oh man, you heard some fun stuff, as that's fouled. Eli Greenfield, way to be on top of it there, as Greenfield was ready for it, but it chops foul. But no, a fun experience nonetheless. You take the wins with the losses. That's how it goes in the world of sports. They're gonna break your heart. Here's the 2-1. That's laced out toward left field, hit really well, but caught. Ryan Camacho out there ranged back and made the grab, and there's 2 down here. Rosencrans quickly sits down Wheeler on a ball that looked like it was hit pretty well off the bat, but it just kind of died. So 2 down here, top of the 4th. This one moving a little quick. Obviously, we're only playing 7 because it's a doubleheader. A 2-way, here's the first offering. It's outside for ball 1. So Kansas looking to add another shutout frame. That's swung through for strike 1. And the count goes even. So 1-1 offering here. Called strike 2. And Max Rosencrans looking to shut the door again. The 1-2 here. Foul back. Rosencrans the 1-2. Up high for ball 2. Another close pitch. This time it goes the way of the Wildcats. And we go even 2-2. Outside, count full. Battling the KU cough right now. That's what they call it. As here's the full count from Rosencrans. Line back to him. A snow cone for Max Rosencrans in the southpaw. Puts another 0 on the board. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Staying as we are, 6-4 Jayhawks. So we are back here in the bottom of the 4th. Justin Orloff leading off for the Jayhawks. And he swings at the first offering, skied foul, ranging in, but it's going to drop harmlessly to the turf. And new life for Justin Orloff. Got my laptop with me today, and we're taking what will be that's fouled back. Orloff behind 0-2. Taking what could be considered a viewer request here from my dad. I just said, hey, you have anything you want me to talk about on the broadcast? So we're waiting to see what he says. Got a bit more of a setup than I did when we were at Lawrence High. I got a table with me. We're moving up in the world, too. Outside, a good frame job, but called for ball 1. Yeah, we're really moving up in the world here. I got a little covered booth. Got a table, got a chair. Really upgrading. Ooh, that range is inside, and Orloff ducks out of the way. It's 2-2. Orloff, foul ball. So Orloff again fighting the count here. 2-2 here in the first at-bat of the bottom of the 4th. As that's chopped over towards second. On to first, and there's one away. So Orloff retired. That will bring up the man in the 5-hole for KU. That being Alex Ryland. Picked up a base hit last time. Ryland the first offering. Popped, skied over towards second, and caught. 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring Eli Greenfield to the dish. Looking to prolong this inning here. First offering to Greenfield. Chopped foul. It settles in. Settles in right over by the K-State dugout. And Greenfield falls behind 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Line toward left center. That's gonna get down. Rolling all nearly to the wall. And Eli Greenfield's in with a stand-up double with 2 outs. Greenfield, a good piece of hitting, and he flexes over towards the KU dugout. Calls time, gets it, and trots on back. But Eli Greenfield getting something going here with 2 outs for Kansas. So now the Jayhawks with a chance to try and drive something in. That's going to skip away from the catcher, and Greenfield will safely walk into third. Eli Greenfield heads up, and now with a 1-0 count, Kansas has a chance to make it a 3-run ball game. So Peter Duma, the third baseman now, with a chance to add some runs on here for the Jayhawks. The 1-0. Skied, is it gonna get down? Catcher goes over and hauls it in. Jayhawks straight him in. We head to the 5th. Still 6-4. All right, we are back here, top of the 5th here in Topeka. Still a 6-4 ball game, and I'm joined here in the booth right now by today's starter, Max Rosencrans. 4 innings, tough first inning, but 3 shutout to close down the day. How do you feel like you did today?
I mean, it was good. I had rough first inning, got back into it, stayed loose, and let my fielders and hitters work for me.
You mentioned there was a little bit of problems in warm-ups. There's a few problems in warm-ups. What happened with that?
It was a weird warm-up situation. We didn't do in and out, so usually I go out to the mound in the bullpen and start pitching when we do in and out, but we didn't do in and out, so it was a weird feeling. It's different than what I usually do, but it's all right.
Once you found that rhythm, you had a couple innings, a little bit of traffic, but you're able to work around it. You know, when you're in a situation like that where you have some traffic to work around, especially with no outs or 1 out, does anything change with your pitch sequencing or anything like that, or is it just trying to get through it?
It was tough in the first inning. I mean, I guess I'd call that kind of like my warm-up inning. Pitches weren't located properly, but I came back out of dugout, and then I started throwing strikes, letting my fielders work for me, and just trusted my fielders and everything.
Sweet. Well, thanks for stopping by. I know you got somewhere to be, but
Thank you.
Good outing today.
Yep, thanks.
So a quick out for the Jayhawks. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 5th as that's called for strike number 1. So yeah, Rosencrans had his birthday earlier this week. We got to celebrate him. That was a good time as that's fouled back into the netting. As that's grounded back up the middle, it skips off the bag. Shayton Wright tried to dive for it, but it's just out of the reach of his glove. And there's 1 aboard here. So Gomez facing Majoris, and obviously Majoris getting aboard there. 1 on, 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. As Rosencrans 4 had the tough first inning, but got through it and put up 3 donuts in innings 2, 3, and 4. 3 shutty to end his day. 75 pitches, as that's called, for strike 1. So Gomez taking over here for the 5th, looking to continue shutting down the Wildcat offense. As Luby will look to continue driving runners around. That's taken down low for ball number 1, and the count goes even. And like I was talking about earlier with calling baseball games, it's like you're hosting a podcast. It's odd. It's like that's called for strike two. I'm given the liberty to host this for you guys and kind of talk about whatever I want, really. Like I said, I'd messaged my dad giving him some ideas. He said, I should talk about the World Series a little bit, which that's interesting. My dad's from Houston, so I'm an Astros fan. I've been raised an Astros fan, so I don't particularly care for either team playing the Fall Classic this year, and truthfully, I don't really care what happens. I mean, whoever wins, I don't like either team, but that's neither here nor there. As that's lined over the outstretched glove of righty, slipped and fell in right field. That's McDonald who goes down. Everybody's falling down. Luby slips on first. Everybody falling over. And if I could play some music right now, I'd put the Yakety Sax theme song on that one, but everybody finding a way to fall over there, and somehow that prevents a run from scoring. So it's runners on the corners here with one away now. A very interesting situation that we just saw right here. So Peg will have a chance to drive in a run from third here. Luckily for the Jayhawks, no runs score. And they'll have a chance to get out of this unscathed. But my dad had given me some ideas and things to talk about. It is just odd because you're essentially hosting a podcast by yourself. Here's the first offering, swung through by Peg for strike number one. 1 for 2 this afternoon. Yeah, you're hosting a podcast by yourself, so I don't really have anybody to, banter back and forth with. So you kind of got to fill most of the time by yourself. And like I mentioned earlier, I can talk. I can talk about a lot for quite a bit. As that's over his head. Another well-placed base hit. And K-State gets a run back. It's a one-run ball game. 6-5 the score now. So Greenfield will take a trip out to the mound and chat with Gomez here. He'll make his way back, so K-State getting one back, and it's going to be 2 on with 1 gone for Phelps, as he will look to knot this game up. He's got a runner sitting on second. First offering from Gomez is popped and foul. Lands in the K-State bullpen. I'll go over and grab that. So Phelps falling behind 0-1 in the count here. Gomez looking to find a way out of this one. That's up and in, called for ball number 1. The 1-1. Popped foul, and this one's going to be all the way out and nearly onto the other field. Very nice fields here at this Bettis Family Sports Complex here in Topeka, as that's taken up high. So the count now even at 2 once again. The 2-2. Rung him up, strike 3. Gomez gets him to watch, and there's 2 away. So Kansas looking to preserve the lead as we go into the bottom of the 5th. Not out of the woods just yet, though, as there's still only 2 down. Still another one to go. So a 1-2 count here with 2 outs. As that first one nearly skipped away from Greenfield. Heads up base running, or heads up catching there from Greenfield to keep it in front of him and hold the runner at second. Now the 1-0. Up high, ball 2. That's simply not correct. And Gomez will step off for a moment. Throw down. Nearly nabbed him. But it's 2 strikes now. So Gomez looking to hold this thing at a 1-run ball game. Fouled back. Taken down low, and the count goes full. Both runners go, the full count offering, and Hanson's got himself a walk. So the base is loaded now, as K-State looks to even this one at 6. And now it looks like we'll have a meeting out at the mound. Rosencrantz, today's starter, out there trying to help calm Gomez down and get him out of the frame here. And it looks like Rosencrantz might have got left hanging right there. Went for the knocks, and it doesn't look like he got it. But here with a 6-5 ball game and the bases loaded with 2 away, Kansas State looking to do some more damage as Wheeler will step to the dish and look to tie this ball game. First offering from Gomez. Swung through, strike 1. I'm sorry, this is McCarty. My apologies, had the wrong name pop up. It happens. He pump fakes back to third. And the count goes even at 1. The 1-1 now from Gomez. Outside ball 2. Kansas looking to escape the 2-1. Outside, good play Greenfeld to block it, not let it get by. But a hitter's count here. And all of a sudden, with the tying run sitting 90 feet away, Kansas State has a chance to walk it in. The 3-1. Lined up the middle, covered to second, and Kansas escapes. Bases loaded, 2 outs, but the Jayhawks get out of it and preserve a 1-run lead. Heads up play by Owen McGovern. It's short to make the play. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 6-5 now in favor of the Jayhawks. So back here now for the bottom of the 5th. Still a 6-5 ball game. And I did just actually walk over to the camera, and again, apologies for the quality of video today. We don't really know what to do. We worked on it this morning, but we are back here as that's taken outside for ball 1 to start off the frame. So the 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th is again left outside. McDonald quickly 2-0 ahead in the count. Ben McDonald walked every time he's come to the plate today. Here's the 2-0. Catching the corner of the zone for strike number 1. And K-State will get one back with that pitch. The 2-1 looped out toward left, and an excellent play over at third to make the grab in foul territory. Quite the play, and there's one away here for Shayton Wright. So Wright notched a base hit last time up. He'll look to make it double today, or make it double here in this at-bat. 1 for 2 this afternoon. Ooh, that's going to range in and grab him. Ooh, maybe it didn't. It looked like it might have caught him, but it looks like it just got over his head. Shayton Wright ducking down to the last second. Heads up play there. So he'll go ahead 1-0 in the count on that pitch that nearly caught him. That's in his wheelhouse, but he can't connect, and the count goes even at 1. Swung through there. It is also a little tough as you watch this, and even as I watch this, because both teams are wearing white today. Both teams wearing all the white, which is interesting. You don't often see that, as that's called for strike 2. So with the camera struggles and both teams wearing white, it just makes it tough to differentiate really anything on the field. As that's taken outside, ball 2. Luckily, even with the camera struggles, I'm here to talk everyone through this ball game. We are on the bottom of the 5th, still 6-5 in favor of the Jayhawks. The 2-2 to here to right is outside, and the count goes full, 3-2. As the Jayhawk dugout getting fired up a little bit. Someone up and throwing in the bullpen for the Jayhawks as they look to continue trying to increase this lead. Here's the full count offering. Ooh, ran in and he rung him up. Wow. It ran in on right, but it's called for strike 3, and he goes down looking. A very nice pitch that might have just grabbed the inside part of the zone. It was close. And you saw Wright look back at the umpire. He might not have agreed with that. As that's swung through strike 1 by Ryan Camacho. Not a cloud in the sky here on a late October day in Topeka, as that's left up high from Camacho. It's been very hot in Lawrence, very hot. I mean, it was in the 80s earlier this week, but it is definitely starting to feel like fall here in the Golden Valley. As that is chopped over to first. 1, 2, 3 go the Jayhawks, and we go to the 6th. 6-5 in favor of Kansas. So we are back here for the 6th, and we've got some defensive changes for the Jayhawks. Grant O'Doherty taking over at second. He is wearing Max Rosencrantz's number 6 jersey. Shayton Wright shifts to short, and Owen McGovern into pitch. And McGovern picks up a strike on the first offering. He's facing a Wheeler here. Called for strike 1, and that's how things start off in the 6th. So the 6th inning of a 7-inning matchup. As that's blooped out towards center. Bermundo goes over and makes the play. Tyler Bermundo shut down, a no-fly zone out in center field. And there's quickly one away. So that'll bring Welsh to the dish here with 1 down. First offering from McGovern. Outside, ball number 1. As that's down low, McGovern quickly moving through this. Another deep baseball cut. He's hustling like Mark Burley right now. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name, the former Chicago White Sox. If anybody watches Foolish Baseball on YouTube, very good channel for any baseball fan who might be watching this game. He did a video on Mark Burley and how he liked to, quote, speed run games and would try to pitch fast, as that's left outside, and the count goes to 3-1. He'd like to pitch fast. He'd like to try and hustle through games. Loved a good sub-2-hour game. As here's the 3-1. Outside, and Welsh draws a walk to start things off, or with 1 away, I'm sorry. Owen Welsh walking his way aboard. That'll bring Stewart up, apologies. But now it looks like McGovern trying to hustle through this frame as Welsh takes a small lead off at first. That's popped up. Shayton Wright is there and hauls it in. So 2 down here in the top of the 6th now. McGovern looking to work his way through this one. Stewart flying out to short. And Wright just moving over there. And that'll bring Majorus to the dish. 2 for 2 this afternoon. I'm sorry, it's still morning time. I need to figure out my times, evidently. That's how it goes, though. So this will be Majorus here. 2 for 2 in the afternoon as he takes time before the first offering. He did to step out and think about it again. Rocking the no batting gloves a la Evan Gaddis here. El Oso Blanco, they called him, the former Houston Astro, as that's looped foul. In fact, Gaddis, another guy that, I'm sorry, that's not Evan Gaddis, that's Brian McCann. I'm sorry, that is Gaddis. I was right. Sweet. That's left outside. Left outside. Yes, that was Evan Gaddis. As a matter of fact, another subject of a Foolish Baseball video covering him hitting 11 triples in 2015. And if you ever watched Evan Gaddis play, he was a big dude. He wasn't necessarily the type of guy you'd look at and say, yeah, that's a guy who hits a lot of triples. But he knocked in 11 in 2015. You know, I'm surprised as an Astros fan that I've made 2 references to the 2015 team, as that's left up high. And Majorus draws a walk. So 2 on with 2 out now for K-State. Tying run, sitting on second here for Luby. He's got a chance to even this game up. Welsh looking to get out of the frame, as that's called for strike 1 to start things off. You can feel the intensity ramping up a little bit here in Topeka, here in the second game of this 3-game tilt. K-State looking to force a rubber match. The Jayhawks looking to clinch a series win. Popped up, ranging over, and caught. Jayhawks get out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 6-5, a scoreless frame for Owen McGovern after switching from short. So we are back, bottom 6 now. Kansas looking to add a few insurance runs here to try and put this one out of reach. It's going to be McGovern, who just spun a shutout inning here to start things off. The 2-hole hitter, his first offering. Swung through strike 1. McGovern coming out swinging, but he can't connect. That one line, fair ball! Just sneaks down the line. It's a race to second, throw in will not be in time. McGovern ahead for slide. And Owen McGovern a leadoff double. You spin a shutout frame and then knock in a double to start things off with your first at bat afterward. That's how you get things done. So now Tyler Bermundo, an opportunity to pick up another RBI. He had the sacrifice fly earlier. We'll see what he's got here now. 0 for 2 with the sacrifice so far today. And from the world of intramural softball, I have been doing my work with the 7th floor crew to try and recruit Tyler to our team, steal him away from Heber National. I told him we could use that power, we could use a bat like that. As that's grounded over towards second, and there's one away. He advances the runner. I told him we could use a bat like that to really bring us over the top. You know, a team full of freshmen could use a veteran leader like Bermundo, but he grounds out. So here's Orloff now. I'm sorry, that is not Orloff. Here's the first offering now. Called strike one. We got Mike Ray in at first now. As that's called strike two. So a couple well-placed pitches there for the Wildcats, and quickly Ray is behind 0-2. He's got an RBI sitting 90 feet away. As that's grounded, here comes the throw to the plate. In time to get him. Ray gets to first on the fielder's choice, but McGovern unable to beat the throw, and there's 2 down. So now Grant O'Doherty, remember, wearing Rosencrantz's number 6 jersey here. Grant O'Doherty would like to prolong the inning a little bit. As that's called for strike one. Swung through strike two. K-State looking to put up add another 0. Ever since the second inning offensive explosion from Kansas, they've cooled off. As that's outside, skips by, and Ray will cruise into second on the pass ball. So O'Doherty gets one back in the form of that pass ball right there, and Ray will almost said slide into second, but he definitely didn't slide. He was able to trot into second, standing up. Now the 1-2 here is chopped foul. O'Doherty staying alive there. You know, I did in between innings. I had totally forgotten, obviously with it being Sunday, it's NFL Sunday, to check my fantasy football lineup. So that's how I spent in between the top and bottom of the 6th, as that's outside. The lineup's ready to go in a couple playoff pushes. You know, midway through the season, feeling good. I'm in 5-2 in a couple leagues. I'm on a 4-game win streak and another one, looking to keep that going. Obviously, I think most people don't want to sit and listen to me ramble about fantasy football, but like I said earlier, you got to fill the time somehow. That's going to be outside. Ray tucks and goes, and he'll slide head first into third. Mike Ray quickly on over to third, and now with a full count offering, Grant O'Doherty's got a chance to make this a 2-run ball game. Chopped. Here comes the throw to first. Not in time. It was a close play. O'Doherty beat it out. He picks up an RBI, and it's 7-5 Kansas. Grant O'Doherty hustling down the line, beating out the throw and adding on an insurance run for the Jayhawks. As now here comes Eli Greenfield with a chance to keep things going. 2 for 2 for Greenfield today. Not too shabby of a morning for the catcher. We'll see if he can move O'Doherty around at all. Skied, is that going to get out? It'll sit in foul territory and be caught. So we head to the 7th. Kansas looking to close things down, but they add another insurance run. 7-5 Jayhawks as we go into the final inning. So we are back to the 7th inning here. Kansas looking to close things out and take the series. And it's Tyler Bermundo in to try and slam the door. First pitch is flown over toward third. Duma there to make the easy play. 1 pitch and 1 out. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and now Kansas looking to pick up another quick one here. That's left down low. The 1-0 here. Outside, and the count goes to 2-0. A close one there, and the southpaw looking to sit him down. So the 2-0 offering here from Bermundo. Swung through, strike one. Green light was on right there, but he couldn't connect. The 2-1. Outside, 3-1. And it's a hitter's count here. 7-5 Jayhawks, your score. The 3-1. And he walked him. So a 1-out walk has the tying run to the plate. First offering just a little high, it looks like. So 1-0 now. Called, strike one. So the count even at 1 now. Bermundo looking for the double play ball. Looking for what Astros pitcher Framber Valdez called his bestie, the double play, as that swung through for strike 2. And it's 1-2 now. Hansen looking to stay alive, 0 for 2 this afternoon. It's still morning time, sorry. The second game will be all in the afternoon. I'll be able to say that. It'll be fine. But the 1-2 is fouled back. Fighting the count here. And taken outside, count will go even at 2. So Brody Hansen looking to keep things going here. The 2-2. Grounded over toward third. Charged throw goes to first. A good stretch. Mike Ray picking it and hitting the splits, and there's 2 away. So Hansen grounds out, and there's 2 down. Kansas State down to their final out here. First pitch swinging, gets by the outstretched glove of Duma, and they're going to hold him at third. So they'll chat out at the mound here. Bermundo looking to close the door on this one. Two outs here for Wheeler now. Wheeler representing the go-ahead run. First offering here from Bermundo is left up high for ball 1, another close one. Runners on the corners with 2 away here. As that catches the corner of the zone for strike 1. The 1-1 now. Swung through, strike 2, and the Wildcats are down to their final strike of the ball game. 1-2. Up high, ball 2. And Wheeler will live to see another pitch here. Bermundo looking to close things down. Fouled off. And again, new life. Wheeler staying alive here. So we'll try this one again. The 2-2 offering from Bermundo. And again, fouled back. It skips off the mask of Greenfield, but he just got a piece of it. And again, Wheeler stays alive. "20 pitches here in this frame for Tyler Bermundo. We'll see what pitch 21 has. Got him swinging. Drop third strike throw to first, and that'll end it. The Jayhawks win the series. They can walk into Wood Wars knowing they've won every series of the fall. They take it 7-5. Tyler Bermundo shuts things down, and that'll do it for game 1 of a 2-game doubleheader here on a beautiful Sunday in Topeka, Kansas. 7-5 your final score. Max Rosencrans, the winning pitcher for the Jayhawks. And that will do it. We'll see you in just a bit for game 2.